Well, as we scan the water vapor loop, kind of the X-ray of the weather world, it gives us an idea of how the atmosphere is moving across the eastern half of the country. You can see how things are kind of moving in this general U shape. So we've got this dip in the jet stream pulling down some of this drier air from the north, and you can see we're on the lower fringe of this dip in the jet stream, and that's why we've got this slot of dry air in the mid and upper levels just towards our north. It's a tug of war right now. We've got moisture in the Gulf, dry air to our north. Which one will win out? Well, eventually the moisture is going to spread back into South Louisiana as we get deeper into this week, and especially over the weekend. So that's going to cause not really an increase in rain chance, but certainly a separation, more of a difference between the air temperature and the feels like temperature. It's just going to feel more humid as we get deeper into this week. So all the shower and thunderstorm action kind of confined here out in the Gulf. We'll see a few spotty showers here locally in southeast Louisiana for today, similar to what we saw on our Labor Day. But you can see here with our humidity trend how we're going to start to climb into that uncomfortable category. So you're going to start to notice the humidity a bit more starting on Thursday and then continuing into the end of the week and the weekend. So as we get into Friday and Saturday, probably talking about feels like temperatures at or in the lower 100s. Now, we're not talking about heat advisory criteria. We're starting to move into September, though. We're hoping for some cooler days. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait probably until deeper into the month. So here's Futurecast. You can see a couple of spotty showers trying to develop out there. Majority of the rain, though, expected to be down along our coastal parishes. If we do see any sort of threat for widespread rain, it's going to be along the immediate coast for today. But maybe a lingering shower or two heading into your evening. You can see that kind of bullseyed here over Metro Baton Rouge, according to Futurecast. We'll see if that actually plays out. But again, most of us expect it to remain dry. It'll be dry start to the morning for tomorrow. You can see as we go into tomorrow afternoon, we actually do have a frontal boundary that's approaching from the north, but that front is going to be falling apart as it makes its way into our area. But it may helpful trigger a couple of isolated showers and storms during the day on Wednesday, so we'll bump up rain chances just slightly. But you can see as the front moves through, all it's really going to do is probably deliver a wind shift. We may see more of a wind flow out of the north, but it's still going to provide for the opportunity of moisture to spread in, and that's going to allow for that humidity climb to take place Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So upcoming rain chances, very minimal chance today, still a slight chance of rain on Wednesday. We're going to dry things out completely Thursday and Friday. It's early next week that we start to bring some rain back into the forecast. You can see over the weekend, though, still very minimal, 20 to 30% chance if you have outdoor plans planned for this upcoming weekend, including the LSU game on Saturday. I don't think we're going to have much issues there. You can see the showers and thunderstorms really start to increase going into the early part of next week. Let's talk about the tropics as we flip the script, turn the page in the calendar, head into September. You can see where we are most likely to see tropical development kind of in the Atlantic and then curve back out to sea, but still high area bullseye here in the northern Gulf. So certainly not out of the question for us to get tropical action here in the Gulf. As we take a look at where we're dealing with right now, things are actually quiet in much of the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf. It's out in the eastern Atlantic where we're watching a broad area of low pressure that is expected to become a tropical depression, it looks like, by the end of the week or the weekend. High chance of development at 70% according to the National Hurricane Center. Lesser Antilles right here, so you can see the Caribbean still well off towards the east of this. And as we take a look at the low-level spin or vorticity, this is where we start to see things begin to take shape here as it approaches the weekend and then early part of next week. You can see it moving westward, generally across the Atlantic. What is expected to take place is Bermuda Ridge is expected to either weaken or shift a little bit farther towards the east, opens a window or a corridor for this to start to sneak back towards the north. That is the expectation as it stands right now. We'll make sure that that does actually come to fruition. We'll keep an eye on it for you, but nothing for us to worry about at this point. Gabrielle is the next name on the list. 10% chance of a shower today, high of 91. We bump that to 92 tomorrow, 93 for Thursday, 94 on Friday. You get the sense. We're going to be dealing with a warming trend and an increase in humidity, but we'll stop that warming trend as we go into the weekend. Those highs mid-90s though Friday and Saturday with feels like temperatures right around 100 or maybe 102.